With this new expansion reveal, all I can say is that World of Warcraft seems to be saved, and I will explain exactly why this is the case. Hello and welcome! For those of you that don't know me yet, I'm Occultess, a gamer that is way too obsessed with the World of Warcraft universe that I've been part of for more than a decade already. As you all probably know by now, Blizzard just announced the next expansion, Dragonflight, and let me tell you, this new expansion hits differently, and this is exactly why we are all that excited right now. This new expansion feels exactly the same way Wrath of the Lich King felt for most of us. This new expansion is going to bring us back to some of the good old times. And all of you that are new to World of Warcraft, you guys will finally be able to experience WoW the same way we got to experience it during Wrath of the Lich King. I cannot wait to get back in my cave in Goblin mode and play WoW for at least 12 hours a day. Bye bye reality, I won't miss you. I never liked you anyway. Now, let me explain what I mean about the way this new expansion feels, and then I will move on to explain why I believe Dragonflight will feel similar to Wrath and Pandaria. Throughout the years, WoW went through 3 major cycles. Classic WoW and TBC was the classic era. Pretty self-explanatory. Wrath, Kata and Pandaria were the era of change. This was the time when Blizzard began to implement new ideas, new features, and they tried new things. Did everything work out? No. Some of the stuff they added weren't as good as we all hoped, but we can at least appreciate that they tried, and in some instances, they succeeded. WoD, Legion, BFA and Shadowlands are the modern era. This was the point when Blizzard added even more stuff and the majority of them failed. This was a time when Blizzard decided that time gating was a good idea. This is where the real downfall of the game slowly began. This new expansion makes me believe that Dragonflight will fall into the change era. At first glance, everything seems perfect, but I will keep a bit of doubt here and there. There is still a chance Blizzard didn't learn their lessons. From what we have seen so far, the new zones are gorgeous, and if you have a closer look, you will see similarities between the new ones and the old zones we had back in Northrend, like Grizzly Hills. All the new zones are bigger and more open, and that's because they were designed with flying in mind from the start. They were designed for Dragonriding. This is the main feature of Dragonflight that I love the most. Getting flying soon after getting in the new expansion is the best decision Blizzard could make. We have been asking for this for years. Exploration is a lot more interesting when you can actually go anywhere. You are more motivated to seek out hidden places to see if you can find something interesting. For me, being a groundworm for the majority of an expansion is a total turnoff, because honestly I don't see anything fun in looking at the map and trying to figure out how to reach a mountain. Especially if the environment is cluttered everywhere. I really hope they keep their promise, and that we are actually getting flying early in the expansion, and I really hope we will not be again forced to grind some annoying achievement just to get it. Blizzard, you better not make a bad decision now. The fact that we can get a fully customizable dragon is absolutely amazing, and it goes well with the theme of the expansion. I can easily see cosmetics added as rare drops anywhere, from raids to dungeons, world quests and achievements. This alone can easily make you want to go and explore and grind the new expansion, because those cosmetics really look nice and they aren't mandatory. There won't be any kind of FOMO and pressure with them, at least not with all of them. Now of course there will be some grinding and time gating when it comes to upgrading your dragon raiding skills, but that's okay in my book. I mean, you can't expect to get everything day one, and if you did, where is the fun in that? In Wrath, we could get flying as soon as we hit max level, and this is exactly how I'm expecting the next expansion to work. I'm expecting to get the dragon mount after a short introduction quest line, but even if we have to level up to max level and then unlock flying, I'm still okay with that. In Dragonflight, we don't only get flying, we get an entire system to upgrade. We are getting more than we had in Wrath and Pandaria. How many of you remember the Cloud Serpent reputation farm? Dragonriding reminds me of that faction and the way we had to take care of our little dragon. Maybe some of you hated that rep grind, but I personally liked it. I still remember farming eggs all night long, and the moment when I finally got exalted and learned Cloud Serpent raiding, it felt glorious. That's how I'm expecting Dragonriding to feel. Yes, maybe it will be a bit annoying at times, but it will be worth it. It's more fun to unlock a system right away and then grind to improve it, compared to grinding for 2 weeks and only after those 2 weeks you unlock it. And I didn't mention yet the best part of this system.
And we've heard loud and clear from players that, it's kind of a bummer to start off every new expansion by leaving a large part of your character behind, by leaving a large part of your progression behind.
Yep, you heard them. They are finally understanding that getting systems that become irrelevant the next expansion is not something that we want. Now, there is some bad news though. Blizzard has confirmed that you will only be able to fly in the Dragon Isles using the new Dragonriding system. Your mount collection will only act as ground mounts in the new zones. Just when I was hoping that everything is perfect, this shit happens. Well, this will make everyone mad and unhappy. There will be a huge backlash and Blizzard will be forced to change this bullshit. Again. If we manage to make them change Dragonriding to not be that limited, I'd say we have a chance to make them take evergreen content seriously. If we succeed, that means that Dragonriding will continue to be relevant in the future, and who knows, maybe they will extend the system to include more types of mounts, like horses. I for sure want a battle horse that I can use in combat. If my beloved Invincible gets flying abilities and maybe even a combat skill like a powerful back kick, I will sell my soul to WoW again. Even though I already sold my soul. But you get the idea. Speaking of selling my soul... Fuck. Fine, Blizzard, take my soul again. I'm fine with it. Do I need to say anything about this? I personally really love this new race, and even the class itself seems interesting. I'm a bit sad they can only be evokers, but it makes sense, you know. But just because it makes sense, it doesn't mean I won't predict they will add more classes to the Dracthyr in the future. Can't wait to get myself a Dracthyr Death Knight. I can never have enough decays. I can see the Evoker becoming one of my favorite classes, and I can't wait to try it out and see how it feels. The customizations of the race itself? Awesome. I love them. I want to see more. The wings, the horns, everything is so fucking awesome about them, and they fit the high fantasy aesthetic. I really wish we could get wings and horns for other races. Maybe one day I will see this becoming a reality. Oh, and please don't cry at me about the lore and how Dracthyrs won't be able to become Death Knights. The lore never stopped Blizzard from doing something, alright? Leaving aside the cute dragons, you know what else was so fucking amazing about Wrath? Apart from Death Knights, of course. Talent trees. Yes, talent trees are back. Finally. Thank you, Blizzard. I can't wait to make my DK a perfect hybrid again. I don't expect the new talent trees to be exactly like the ones we had back in Wrath, but I'm excited to return back to that feel and back to having more freedom with our specs. One thing that I hate the most about the classes in WoW is that all specs are limited. You either follow the meta, play your class perfectly and then you are considered a good player, or you play it your way without using any guides and your DPS will suffer and you will be considered a bad player. The fun element is long gone, only metas matter now, and if you believe this is a good thing, I'm sorry to tell you, but this is why a huge portion of the WoW community is so toxic. Where is the fantasy of playing your class the way you want to, if everybody will scream at you for not properly playing your class? Now that we are returning back to the talent trees, I really hope that classes and specs will return back to the original fantasy of playing your class the way you want to play it. And let's say that the new talent trees won't be the way we hope them to be. I'm sure we can once again push Blizzard to change them. I will continue to be excited about the talents, but I will keep a healthy dose of doubt. Throughout the years, Blizzard made so many changes to professions in an attempt to make them more interesting and useful. Sadly, not all changes were good and most of them became irrelevant pretty fast. Back in Wrath, my main profession was blacksmithing, and I always loved crafting gear for my guildmates, and this new work order system that Blizzard wants to add gives me a similar vibe. Crafting gear directly for players instead of selling them on the auction house feels a lot more satisfying. And the fact that we can level up our skills by completing orders gives the profession more purpose. The cosmetics they also showed during the announcement are perfect. my gathering druid will be happy to have a candle on its head. Blizzard had been taking notes, and we had been asking for a long time for more cosmetics, and it looks like we are getting a lot more of them with this new expansion. I'm hoping that in the future we will be able to craft our own cosmetics with our own professions. I'm not sure how the system will exactly work yet, but I personally believe it's a good change, and it's something I'm looking forward for. Now, let's attempt and answer the most important question. Is World of Warcraft saved? Based on what Blizzard showed so far? Yes, absolutely. But based on what else Blizzard told us through interviews, that's when the answer tends to become a no. In the announcement, they told us they are taking evergreen content seriously, but then we are told that Dragonriding is only usable in the new zones. If they are going to do the same for every single new stuff they add to Dragonflight, then sadly, WoW will not be saved and it will continue to sink. However, Ian said that they are listening to their players now. I could swear I heard him saying this before, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I sometimes tend to forget stuff. If they will truly listen to the players, then we may be on a good path. Even if the new features of the expansions will be limited, we can once again unite and tell Blizzard, no Blizzard, bad Blizzard, change that. If they listen and they change the limitations they add to all the new systems, then slowly World of Warcraft will be saved. And honestly, I cannot wait for that day. What feature excites you the most? Let me know in the comment section. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel, follow me on Twitter or Twitch. See you next time.